Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your girl, CS Contreras, back with another YouTube video. If it sounds weird and you hear a little chewing sound, because I have a Jolly Rancher in my mouth. But boy, do I have tea! The real tea. It's 6th grade drama, basically. Not anymore because I'm going to 7th grade. Because I passed the STAR, the math STAR, and the reading with flying high grades. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, the tea. And not really tea. It's tea that happened today. I'm not gonna say anything about 6th grade tea, because, that's the inner circle, not the outer. But the tea is, I saved a baby bird today. Yeah. So you know those like mini little road runners and their little feet, and they run, and then whenever you try to chase them and get them, they like fly super, super high? Well, it was one of those. But the bird was trying to fly, and it couldn't. It landed on its back. Sorry. It landed on its back, and it damaged part of its wing and its foot, because it landed on his foot. Foot collapsed, then rolled onto his wing really hard, and all that weight was pushed down onto his wing. So he was on his back, ready to give up. And this family walks out, and this little girl, I want to say about 5 or 4. 5 or 4. Hold on. Right. Come on. I just stepped on Larry, the snake. On Larry, the snake. Anyway. So it put all that pressure on its back, right? And this family came out with this little girl, about 4 or 5, teenager, guess like 16, 17, and this mid-teen, like 13, 14. This mother, she was pregnant, and the father, he didn't really come out much, but he only came out to help with the groceries. So they came out, and the little girl was like, "Where's his mama? Where's his papa?" And it was just lying there ready to give up. So the mom goes, "Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Go wash your hands." The little girl comes out, goes inside, comes out with a paper towel. She was going to pick it up, and the mom goes, "Do not touch it. Go wash your hands." So the teenager and the mid-teen had to go get the little girl, and they went inside. I waited a good 20 minutes or so. 10 to 20 minutes. Around 15. I'm going to say 15 because that's mid-20. Mid-10 to 20. They didn't come out. No sign of them. The garage was still open, but no sign of them. They didn't come out. So I went to go see what they were looking at because I didn't have my glasses on, and I can't see far without my glasses. And I had this walking stick. I don't know why. It just appeared in my bushes. I picked it up. And I don't know. I was being weird. Anyway, I was on FaceTime with my friend Camila. already at that time. And I walked over there, and it was so tiny. It was like it was 4 inches. 4 inches and 2 inches wide. Or 1 inch wide, actually. But its stomach was 2 inches. It was so small that it was a fledgling. A fledgling means like a mama bird only takes care of its baby bird for about 5 months after it hatches. After it hatches, or after the 5 months, the mom leaves the baby bird and goes somewhere else. The baby is now left in the nest and has to learn how to fly. The mom left the baby bird. So the baby bird jumped off the tree and didn't really make it. He didn't learn how to fly. And that's what the problem was with the bird, because it damaged his wing once it landed right on it. So, I saw it. And I was like, oh my god, it's a bird. Is it dead? So I like lightly touched it. It was the lightest touch ever. Don't say anything in the comments. It was the lightest touch. It was like a tap. It was the lightest touch, and his foot moved. It was like, or her, because it was her. Her foot moved, and I was like, oh my god, it's alive. What do I do? And she was like, see if you can put it on its feet. And I was like, okay. So I got this stick, the end, and I was like, I'm not letting this bird die, like right here, right now, because I just saw it, and if I didn't see it, then I wouldn't be involved with this. But I am, so I'm not letting it die, because, you know, I just have that urge in me. I nudged it with the stick, and once it got on its foot, it would just roll over. So I kept nudging it over to see if it would, like, stand up in the grass. It did. It jumped. It was, like, hopping, but it was limping. So every time it was, like, hopping, it was, like, pah, pah, turning and turning and turning. I got on the sidewalk and got scared, so it stayed in the corner. And I was like, why isn't it flying? I was confused. I was like, maybe it landed on its wing. I was figuring it out. I was like, Camila, what do I do? What do I do? I was, like, panicking. I was like, I need to help this bird. What do I do? She was like, go get a shoebox, poke some holes in it, get some paper towels, and pick it up. And I was like, what if it pecks at me? She's like, it's a baby. I don't think it will peck. And I was like, okay. So I got the shoebox. I got the paper towel. I even got a paper towel to pick it up, just so my hands would be so gentle. Because I have strong hands. See, they're really bony. And there's like this vein that pops out. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. So, anyway. Okay. Catch. But this is really chewy. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. So, I got the box. I didn't have scissors or any sort. I just now found them. But let me grab you the Sharpie that I poked it with. Or this pencil. I looked in this drawer, and it has all my pencils, erasers, Sharpies in here. So I got it. And ooh. Okay. So I got it. I stabbed it like that. Like really hard. I was like, it was like, okay, Lara, I'm gonna kill you for like a second. I was like stabbing it constantly with this pencil. And this pencil is very dull. It wasn't sharp. But the holes it was making, let me tell you, they were pretty big. So I stabbed them, and then I did baby holes. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. And she was like, get some water. And I was like, okay. And I was like, what food do I feed it? Because it's a baby, and I don't know what to do. So She was like, bread and maybe some granola or nuts or anything. And I was like, well, I don't have. She was like, she was like, she said, get some bread and maybe some like crackers. And I was like, well, I don't have crackers. Will granola and nuts work? She was like, pretty sure yes. And so I run outside. I get the paper towel. It was a nudge in the corner. It was so scared. It was shaking. It didn't know what to do, but it did trust me. So I picked it up with the paper towel. I put it in the shoebox. I run and I hide to see if the family comes back out. I don't know what the family was going to do. They were probably just going to leave it there because they came back out. But they weren't going to do. They were like, the birdie ran away. And they weren't doing anything. They like didn't have anything. All they had was a paper towel. I'm pretty sure they were just going to put it in the tree. Which was not going to work because it couldn't really balance on the tree bark because of its foot. So it was going to die. Because of that hard ground, the hard concrete of it just falling on it again. The hard ground of falling on it again. Sorry, I just got a notification. Ooh. Kill him. Ooh. Okay, so because of that hard ground falling off of it again. So I hid it behind the pillar. And she was like, my friend was like, well, what's hurting? And I was like, it's wing or it's foot. I'm pretty sure it's foot because it was limping, but I don't really know. And she was like, okay, so if it was a foot, get a straw, cut it. And then cut the inside of it to where you can open it and then put the straw around it. I did that, but it wasn't its foot. It did have a bruise, like it did have like a little cut where it landed on it really hard and it was swollen, but later on it jumped up on its feet. I was like, whoa, its feet are fine. What's wrong? And she was like, its wing is probably damaged from whenever it landed on it really hard. I was like, oh crap. So what am I going to do now? She was like, just continue feeding it water. So, and I was like, okay, thank you. Bye. I hung up. We were like trying to figure it out. And then she called me again. I answered. She was like, what kind of bird is it? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, what bird does it look like? And I was like, you know those little mini roadrunners? Like the baby ones? And she was like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I see those all the time on the streets, but I don't think they're called roadrunners. And I was like, yeah, I saw one in Florida. I'm pretty sure that's not it. And I even looked up a mini roadrunner, and that's not what it looks like. So I continued scrolling, and there was zero sign. It was not a roadrunner or any type of bird like that. It was just a bird, a very small one. I live in San Antonio, so if you know what I'm talking about. If you live in San Antonio. Anyway, so she was like, I know what you're talking about. And my stepbrother comes outside. He goes, what are you doing? And I was like, I found this injured bird on the driveway. And he was like, which one? I was like, the one across the street. And he was like, well, what happened? I was like, I don't really know. It was on the ground, and whenever I tried to have it like stand on its feet, it wouldn't, and like it won't fly away, but it does trust me. And he was like, can I pet it? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, hold on, let me get some gloves. I was like, wait, what? We need gloves? Clearly I was being spoopy and didn't know I wasn't allowed to touch a bird without freaking gloves. Lucia, Lucia, why are you? Larry, how come you let me go to that extent? I'm talking to a toy snake. That is how my life is. Anyway, Larry, get back in here. By the way, if you search up Larry, he's super funny. He's so funny, bro. He's so freaking funny. So he got the gloves and he started petting it, and the bird did trust us because I was feeding it water, but it did not want any food of any sort. It was just continuing to reject it, and every time I tried to give it food, it didn't want it. So I tried bribing it by dipping the bread in water and dampening it. And it was drinking from the bread, but not eating any of the bread. And I was like, come on. So I just gave it some water. I looked up, and Google actually said, avoid feeding baby birds if you find an injured bird. And I was like, why? Google wouldn't tell me why, because Google was being spoopy and annoying, and it wasn't helping me. So I tried figuring it out. He was like, well, my stepbrother goes, well, just stay with it. Is there any other birds around? Any nests? And I was like, no. There were 0 birds. No, nothing else. And he was like, okay, well, just stay with it. We might have to kill it because there are 0 facilities here, or like around here and where I am. And he was like, we might have to kill it because there are 0 facilities that deal with this. And I was like, no. And he was like, well, that's what happens when birds are injured. We have to let nature take its course. And I was like, okay, I understand. I'll see what I can do. I'll try to find something. He was like, okay, just stay with it in the backyard, because don't let it inside because the dogs might tear it up. My dogs didn't do anything because I did bring it inside, but it was in a box and they had no idea. So I was trying to figure out what facilities. I did call the animal hospital. They were like, no, we don't take care of. It was like, bling, 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 bling. And I was like, hi, this is your local animal hospital. How can we help you? And I was like, hi, I have just a question. Do you guys, like, take care of baby birds or, like, an injured one? And she was like, no. Do you have one? And I was like, yes. And she was like, I don't know any other facilities. You might just have to let nature take its course. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And she was like, have a nice day. Bye. So I went, boom, I'm not letting that baby bird die. I hung up and I tried looking for even more facilities. 0 facilities in this area, which is unbelievable because you need a facility. Sibaloo, 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 you need a facility. I'm not located in Cibolo right now. I was in Cibolo at the time, which makes no sense because I'm getting sidetracked. Cibolo, shirts, San Antonio, Helotes, anywhere. Like, anywhere in San Antonio. You need to get your game on. Sorry, I'm pulling up my pants now. So, ow, my back. I should not do that. Ow. Just popped. My knee. Anyway. So, they didn't have anywhere I was scrolling, 0. 0. 0, 0, 0. You need to get your game on. But I was saying, I don't even know at this point. I'm saying a lot, and it's getting really annoying. So if you get annoyed by me, to me. There I go again. So I'm trying not to say the word. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. So I scrolled, 0 facilities. So I go inside because I'm stressed out. Like, I don't know what to do, and Google was being annoying, and I wouldn't just shut up. So I try not to say the word. I just did. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I called my friend Carissa to see if she can come over and asked her, I need your help. I am stressed out. Like, I found this injured baby bird. And she was like, oh yeah, that baby bird that I saw that you posted on your Snapchat and on TikTok. And I was like, yeah. Hashtag go follow me. Hashtag. What is that called? Not a self-promo. I don't know. It's called no shame promo. I don't even know at this point. So anyway, I had a hashtag LuluEsco123456 at TikTok. We are a whopping 229. So 229 fans. So close to 230. We might already be at 230 because I just got a notification from TikTok, but I'm not going to check it because it would end this video and there'd be no point. So this video is already getting too long. My bad. So I called my friend. She showed up. She was like, I don't know what to do. Let me ask my mom. We were chilling. We were like figuring things out. And she was like, can you feed it water? And I was like, yes. So we fed it water. And I was like, me being a doctor, I put the gloves on. I was like, and the gloves snapped on my wrist. I was like, ow. Because it snapped right on my vein. So we both put gloves on. I was like, this is going to be a dangerous procedure. Me being silly. So I did that. I can't do it anymore. Okay, there we go. Do you notice that I have one dimple and then no dimple? Dimple, no dimple. Dimple, no dimple. Dimple. No dimple. Okay. So came over, she was like, I don't know what to do. Let me ask my mom. We were chilling, and then her mom texted her. She was like, well, did she call the local animal hospital? And then she called her because it would be too much to explain. And we explained everything, and she was like, well, I saw this guy on Facebook. Call this number. We called him. He didn't answer for a good 3 times. I left a voice message. I was like, hey, I have a question. Actually, no. Not a question. I found an injured baby bird, and I told him everything about how it fell on his back, and there were no parents around. There were no anything. And he called me back later that day whenever I was at my friend's house. She was like, well, just come to my house. We can chill so that I can finish my poster that I'm making for my cousins, because she was going to pick up her cousins from the airport. If she didn't finish the poster, she would have been grounded. So we went to her house. We were chilling, and it was so hot outside. I mean, so hot. They called me back. We had to switch boxes because that box was very damp from all the water. Fun? This isn't really fun. It was so stressful for me. But birds don't really go and drink it all in one gulp. They go. Like hamsters. Very little. I was like, bro. So every time after it drank water, it would go. But no noise. It would just continue begging for water. So I gave it some water, and then eventually it didn't want it anymore. It got to an extent where it didn't want it anymore, and it would like, and it jumped up on its feet. So I'd close the lid, I'd let it sit, I let it rest, I let it go sweepy. I'm being weird and I'm silly, and I had what's that I call it? Sparkling water. that has zero sugar in it and zero anything in it. No, you know what I had? I had a Jolly Rancher. That's what the sugar came from. I am so good because I caught it. Anyway. Yeah, they called me and they were like, could it be blah 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 this bird? And I was like, I'm not sure. We don't really know. My friend told them the address. They were like, okay, just send me your address. We'll come by to see, take a look. It's going to be like an hour because they work an hour. And I was like, great, thank you. It was a wildlife facility. They should start being more public because I didn't know any place. Google didn't even know it either. So, thank God for my friend's mom. Hashtag go follow on TikTok. Soccer Life Repeat. That's my friend who helped me. Why am I trying to make noise? Lucia, stop it. So he came and she was like, oh yeah, this is a fledgling. I was like confused because I didn't know what a fledgling was, but I knew a fledgling was like a baby. It's a baby. What a baby. So I was like, yeah. And she was like, so it fell out of his tree. It does look like its leg is swollen. It does look like its wing is kind of deformed, so your description matched it perfectly. We'll take it and we'll see what we could do. We'll try to teach it to fly. I was like, yeah, every time it tried to fly, it would just land right on. Thanks, Larry. It would land just right on its back. And one time it jumped out of the shoebox and I got it back. And then it jumped out of my hand. But then it landed on its back. So it had zero flight experience, zero things. And its wings were dry. I know sometimes that causes birds not to fly whenever their wings are wet. Because they can't catch any wind in them. Because it's so damp and hard for their wings to carry. So he was like, oh yeah, I'll take it. And they had a baby fawn. It was so cute. And they had other birds. So birds get quite hurt quite often. So if you see any birds, put it in a shoebox and call the number. I don't know the number. I'll let y'all know. I really don't know the number. But just look them up. Wildlife facility. You'll see them on there. But yeah, that's the tea about the bird. The bird is now safe and sound at its home, where it should be. Well, not its home. Its home was in the tree. It is safe and sound. It is learning how to fly. I'm pretty sure it's asleep by now. They're probably trying to feed it. Hopefully they didn't kill it. I have no idea what happened to the bird, but they said that they are going to rehabilitate it and see what they can do. And then set it free. So yeah, that was really low. So yeah, that's what happened with the baby bird. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a like and subscribe and turn that post notifications on so that you know every time I post. And that will be all today for today's video. Thank you. That is a wrap and